Imagine standing in front of a mirror, looking at your own reflection, and speaking a language that feels foreign yet powerful. Each word you utter echoes not just in the room, but inside you, telling you, I am capable, I am learning, I am confident. Today, I want to take you on a journey where solitude is not loneliness, but the most powerful stage for mastering English. Speaking English confidently is not about having the perfect accent, flawless grammar, or waiting for the perfect teacher. It is about believing in yourself, taking the first step even when no one is watching, and letting your voice rise with courage. Many of us fear speaking because we are afraid of judgment, mistakes, or sounding silly. But here's the truth. The strongest speakers were once alone, stumbling, experimenting, and daring to try again. Confidence doesn't come from an audience, it comes from within. And today, I will show you how to transform your alone time into your greatest advantage. Turn solitude into your classroom. Many of us see being alone as a weakness, a void, a moment of silence to fill with distractions. But I want you to see solitude as a gift, a private classroom, where fear cannot judge you and no one can ridicule your voice. When you are alone, you are free. Free to stumble over words. Free to repeat the same sentence 100 times. Free to experiment with intonation, rhythm, and expression. Alone, you have the space to listen to yourself deeply, to notice how your tongue moves, how your voice sounds, and how your confidence grows with each repetition. Alone is where real transformation begins. Imagine standing in front of a mirror, introducing yourself in English as if you were meeting someone new, and then asking questions, answering them, having conversations with yourself. It may feel awkward at first, but every word spoken aloud builds neural pathways in your brain. Every attempt strengthens your muscle memory, and every mistake teaches your mind resilience. The more time you spend alone, the more fluent your speech becomes. Because your confidence no longer depends on an audience, it comes from the consistency of your practice and the courage to keep speaking, even when it feels uncomfortable. The classroom of solitude allows you to try accents, mimic expressions, and practice pronunciation without fear. You can read aloud, narrate your day, or describe a story from your imagination, turning your personal space into a stage of growth. In this silence, your mind becomes sharper, your voice clearer, and your English stronger. Solitude is not emptiness, it is power. And when you harness this power, speaking English alone becomes a daily celebration of your courage, determination, and self-belief. Practice. Speaking as a daily ritual confidence in English is not built overnight. It is cultivated every single day. Just like the rising sun does not skip a day, your commitment to practice cannot skip a day either. When you make speaking English a ritual, it stops being a challenge and starts being a habit, a sacred part of your life that nurtures your growth. Set aside even 15 to 30 minutes daily and dedicate it entirely to speaking, thinking, or narrating in English. Treat it as a promise to yourself, a daily conversation with your future self who is confident, fluent, and fearless. Consistency is magic. The words you struggle with today will roll off your tongue effortlessly tomorrow if you practice persistently. Record yourself speaking, listen, reflect, and try again. Speak aloud when you're cooking, walking, or sitting in your room. Ask questions to yourself and answer them in English. Turn ordinary moments into extraordinary opportunities to practice. Each day you speak, your brain learns to embrace the language as your own. Remember, fluency is not about perfection, it is about presence. By committing to this daily ritual, you are training your mind to speak without fear, your mouth to form words naturally, and your heart to trust in your ability. Over time, this ritual will transform your solitude into confidence, your hesitation into flow, and your private moments into triumphs that no one else can take away from you. The magic lies not in how many words you speak, but in the courage to speak every single day. Embrace mistakes as stepping stones. Many people are held back from speaking English confidently because of the fear of making mistakes. They imagine judgment, embarrassment, or the silent criticism of others. But let me tell you this truth. Mistakes are not your enemies, they are your teachers. Each mispronounced word, every awkward pause, and each sentence that doesn't sound perfect is a sign that you are learning. When you speak English alone, you create a safe space to stumble, to fumble, and to restart without shame. This is where true courage is born. Mistakes are the stepping stones that lead to mastery. Imagine a child learning to walk. They fall, they stumble, and yet they rise every single time. Nobody scolds the child for falling. Every attempt is celebrated. Speaking English is no different. Each wrong word you say, each misused phrase, and each sentence you correct builds a stronger foundation. Alone, you can practice repeatedly, experimenting with new sounds and structures. You can pause, reflect, and try again. You can stretch the boundaries of your comfort zone without fear. The secret lies in perspective. Instead of seeing mistakes as failures, see them as milestones. They are markers that guide your journey toward fluency. Write down tricky words or phrases, repeat them, and celebrate the effort it took to say them aloud. Record yourself speaking, listen to the mistakes, and embrace them as proof that you are growing. Over time, what once seemed impossible will become natural. The words that used to trip you up will flow with ease, and your confidence will blossom because you dared to speak anyway. Most importantly, embracing mistakes teaches resilience. It reminds you that perfection is not the goal, courage is. By speaking alone, daring to err, and correcting yourself, you are cultivating a mindset that thrives on growth, not judgment. You are teaching yourself that your voice matters, your effort matters, and your determination matters. Mistakes are no longer obstacles, they are milestones of your journey. Every error, every correction, every attempt strengthens your fluency and fortifies your confidence, preparing you for the moment when you will speak English not just alone, but anywhere, with courage, clarity, and pride. Use visualization to strengthen fluency. Your mind is an incredible tool, far more powerful than you often give it credit for. It doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is vividly imagined. This is why visualization can be one of the most powerful strategies for speaking English confidently, especially when you are practicing alone. When you close your eyes and imagine yourself speaking fluently, your brain begins to create the pathways that make your speech smoother and more natural. Visualization is not daydreaming, it is deliberate mental rehearsal. A rehearsal that prepares your mind and body for success. Picture yourself in a real-life situation, introducing yourself to someone new, expressing your thoughts clearly, answering questions with confidence, or participating in a conversation without hesitation. Feel the pride rising in your chest as your words flow effortlessly. Imagine your tone being clear, your pronunciation precise, and your body language matching the confidence of your speech. Visualization trains you to anticipate situations, respond naturally, and speak with calm assurance. Alone, you have the freedom to create limitless scenarios, repeating them until you feel that power in your voice. Visualization also strengthens your memory and recall. When you mentally rehearse vocabulary, phrases, or conversations, your brain records these experiences as if they had already happened. Later, when the real situation arrives, your mind recognizes it as familiar territory. You no longer freeze, stumble, or second-guess yourself. Instead, you respond with the confidence of someone who has already succeeded countless times in their imagination. Your alone time becomes a stage where you perform fearlessly. Experiment with tone, rhythm, and vocabulary, and mentally prepare for any challenge. The key is to combine visualization with action. Speak aloud while imagining the scenario. Narrate a story to an invisible audience. Ask and answer questions to yourself, or role play a situation you may encounter. Over time, your subconscious aligns with your intentions. You begin to trust your voice, your words, and your ability to communicate clearly. Visualization transforms hesitation into flow, nervousness into preparation, and doubt into unwavering confidence. Alone, with your imagination as your guide, you are building fluency, resilience, and a fearless mindset skills that will serve you not only in English, but in every area of life where courage and self-belief are required. Celebrate. Every small victory confidence is not built in grand leaps. It is cultivated through small, consistent steps. When you speak English alone, it's easy to overlook progress, focusing instead on what you haven't yet mastered. But every word you pronounce correctly, every sentence you form without hesitation, every paragraph you narrate aloud is a victory worth celebrating. These small wins are the fuel that keeps your motivation alive, the proof that your efforts are paying off, and the reminder that progress is happening even when it feels invisible. Alone, you have the perfect environment to honor these victories. You can applaud yourself freely without waiting for anyone's approval. Track your achievements daily. Perhaps you spoke an entire paragraph without stopping, remembered a tricky word, or used a new phrase correctly. These may seem like minor milestones, but collectively, they are monumental. Recording your progress, listening to your own voice, and reflecting on how far you've come builds a sense of pride and self-belief. Every small step forward strengthens your confidence, making your English more fluent and your voice more assured. Celebrating victories also reinforces a positive mindset. When you consciously recognize your efforts, your brain begins to associate practice with joy rather than struggle. You start to look forward to your daily sessions instead of fearing them. Small celebrations, whether it's a short self-acknowledgement, a journal note, or a personal reward, transform the process of learning into an empowering and fulfilling journey. Your alone time becomes a space where effort is valued, growth is recognized, and progress is tangible. Momentum is built through these consistent victories. Each day you celebrate, you reinforce the belief that you are capable, that your voice matters, and that your determination can overcome any obstacle. Alone, you are creating a foundation of confidence that no fear or external judgment can shake. These small wins compound over time, preparing you for moments when you will speak English not just in solitude, but in front of others, with clarity, courage, and conviction. Remember, the power of confidence lies not in the magnitude of achievement, but in the commitment to recognize and honor every step of progress, no matter how small. In the end, speaking English confidently alone is not about perfection or waiting for the right moment. It is about courage, consistency, and belief in yourself. It is about transforming fear into practice, mistakes into lessons, and solitude into a stage where your voice can grow stronger every day. Every word you speak aloud, every sentence you correct, every visualization you perform, and every small victory you celebrate is building the foundation of your confidence. Alone, you are training not just your language skills, but your mindset, your resilience, and your unwavering determination. Remember, confidence does not come from an audience, it comes from within. Your alone time is not empty. It is a space of empowerment where growth happens in silence and persistence turns into mastery. Speak every day, embrace mistakes, visualize success, and honor every small win. With each step, you are becoming the person who speaks English fearlessly, clearly, and with pride. Your journey may start alone, but it will lead to unstoppable fluency, self-belief, and a voice that resonates far beyond the walls of your room.